How you guys doing? My name is Chandler Quintin, and today's video is the trade of the day. It's April 24th, 2014, and obviously we're going to be talking about Apple, which is the talk of the town since yesterday's earnings report where they had a blowout quarter. They sold more things than expected all over the place, and they announced a 7-for-1 stock split. Now, to me, that seems a little crazy, a little overdone. If you're going to go that big, maybe you would have segmented it out, maybe by doing a 2-for-1, every year. I think 7-for-1 is a little crazy because you're going to see the stock at around $80 a share at the close of today, which is pretty crazy. And I think that there's a lot of people out there that rush to buy into the stock today, without really knowing how split mechanics work and how. And when the split was going to happen. I think a lot of people rushed in today because they heard split, but they didn't really look into it because there's a lot of time before the split happens. I think there's like 2 months. It's in June. And anything can happen between now and then. And, it just seems a little crazy. Stocks usually split because of a large run up. And if you're looking at the shorter term, we really don't have that. So I would be cautious. If you're going to get into Apple because of the split, I would wait until after this pop kind of settles. I mean, you've seen it after earnings, a large dip and then a retrace up, or even, a gap up and then a retracement to fill the gap. So here's the reasons why I actually went overnight on a small position short on Apple. Honestly, I'm a technical trader, so I follow the technical analysis through and through. As you know, my RSI trade on the daily is when it crosses 70 and it's above the Bollinger Band, it's time to get out. When it crosses 40 and it's below the Bollinger Band, it's time to get in. And we are way above the Bollinger Band on the close, and we are at an RSI of 69.98. We're at 70. So honestly, I don't know how much more upside there is to this run. I think that the way volume showed us today, it was huge early in the day, and then it kind of trickled, and it traded super flat. If you look at, this is the 1-minute chart on today. Literally, there was no movement whatsoever. I actually shorted Apple right at the open and right here, and got out down there, and I did the same thing right here and here, and then I did the same thing right here and here. I think I closed out the day up like $2,000 or something, which isn't a bad day, but I expected there to be a lot more volatility. Now, on a big move like this, whether up or down, you're going to see volatility, right? So, I feel like we didn't get that today, so it's coming, and who knows? Maybe it could be tomorrow, maybe next week. I don't know, but my positions expire next Friday for Apple, but if we're looking at the 60-minute RSI, we are in the 80s, 85, and we close the day at 84. That's really high. If you look at the 20-day or even a 30-day, anytime you're up that high, you're gonna find a retracement back. I mean, you're always going to go to the extremes either way. That's how these runs work. You see up here on March 26th. You're up at an RSI of 83, and then you retrace from a high of 548 down to 534. And then if you held even longer, you'd get down to 518. And even longer, you'd be at 511, 512. So I think a down move is coming. There's got to be some sort of correction in here. If you use a Fibonacci retracement, which I never really use, it does give you an idea of where moves could be. Do I think we get down to the 547 line or the 540? Probably not. I do think we'll get close for a bounce. I mean, we are so overextended that it's just ridiculous. I mean, look at the 30-minute. We're overextended. We had an RSI of, we were at 88. I mean, that's absurd. It's very overbought. Doesn't matter what really happened. On the 15-minute, we are overextended, 83, 85. We closed at 73. Based on our 15-minute study, I believe we will definitely see a drop down at some point. And the 5-minute, it's the same thing. Very, very overextended. I'll put a 5-day up here for the 5-minute. For the stock to barely budge when RSI is crashing down to 43, I think that tells you that we were inflated today, and not a whole lot was going to bring it down just because of the what's going on in the market, especially with Apple being so exciting. But people that are smart definitely made some money today. I don't think anyone expected the announcement to happen, so probably a lot of people probably didn't go in long overnight. I mean, honestly, if you went in long on Apple overnight with a, I think the close yesterday was 524. So if you did a 550 call last night, yesterday, you could have got in at $1.43 and out at 20, which would have been a whole lot of money. If you were to put $10,000 into that trade, you would have had, let's see, about 69 contracts times $20. You would have had 138 grand a day today on $10,000 investment. I went short today, and I'm riding some 565s. And it was interesting because at the end of the day, we started seeing a pickup in the price of the contract when there wasn't a ton of movement downwards. I played the 565 earlier in the day, as I mentioned, for a quick little jump there from 6 to 8. And then again from over here at around 575 to around 7. I am long overnight. I'm short overnight because I think that if we see any more up movement tomorrow, I'm going to add to my short only for the simple fact that RSI is overextended. If we get a move up tomorrow to 575, I'm going to go all in and short it. And I probably will hold over the weekend because there's no way the stock can support itself this high with this big of a gap at this RSI for that long of a time. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. But for the Apple split and the excitement today, I would be careful. I do think we're going to get some gap fill. My target is 555. I don't know when that might happen, but I believe that we might see some of that movement tomorrow and maybe extend it into Monday before we see any more up movement. But 555 seems like a good place to me, only because on the daily, we have a couple gaps, here and there. But this gap right here between 544 and 562 seems a little wide open. This one filled very quickly, and it couldn't really break past it over here. Same thing over here and same thing over here. So I think we're going to still see a little fill-in area right here. So again, today's trade was Apple. Keep your eyes peeled for the action in the next couple trading days. And my name is Chandler Quintin, and I will be talking to you guys very soon.